Well, welcome everybody to the Dream Team, and we're back after having a week off. So, Nick, welcome back. How are you?
I'm coming to you live from my bed.
Best place ever. I love
we've,
it.
we've just kicked over to daylight savings ending here, which means we get we wake up a bit early. We've had 30-degree days and it's just so beautiful now because the temperature's dropped. That's why I've got my little sloppy Joe on and I'm feeling quite good today. I had a brilliant sleep. Foot's not feeling any pain or any zinging at the moment, so I'm embracing it. So no, fantastic. And because we've had 2 weeks off, or haven't seen Marie for 2 weeks, what you been up to?
Oh, just life, really. I did have I haven't had a reading for years, and I had a lovely reading with someone that Nick actually sort of recommended to me, and it was really good because it was just confirmation plus a little reminder about some things. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I needed to remember. So that was really helpful. And just having some fun. Went to a wedding, which was like really beautiful, relaxed, chilled, so beautiful when it's authentic. When people are authentic, you can actually feel it. It was just so beautiful. And just been, working, hanging out, doing a few things. So nothing. It was so nice for me to just have that still time. I actually took some still time over Easter. Which really, it was just nice. It was like, oh, yeah, I stopped. So
And I love that word authentic because I actually feel people who join us are very authentic.
Always on here. Yes, absolutely, because there's no point, like, this sort of experiences, doing these dream shows and spiritual and synchronicities. I mean, people that aren't authentic aren't actually going to experience a lot of that in their life or recognize what it is in a way. So so it's really beautiful with everyone on here. And so Sherry's been on. She's left a dream. Thanks, Sherry. We've got Kylie on. We've got Marie on, which is really nice. So how's everyone been going? How's everyone been feeling? I mean, I know for me, I've actually had some mornings where I've woken up and gone, oh, this is interesting. There's some emotion coming up about something. So I just allow it and then drop in and I go, okay, yeah, I get it. And then the next morning I'm fabulous. So it's okay. It's just a part of life. And so just interested to see how everyone else has been feeling and what's been happening. So
exactly. That's interesting you said about that stillness. I haven't had a choice, but because my foot had been hurting quite a bit on and off, it's just part of the injury. It's going to take a long time for it not to. And I came across this beautiful, it was almost like a meditation, but it was guidance, no instruction. And it was just about samadhi. And I love that concept because it's just about being, and that's it. No judgment, no thought patterns to anything. So as things come up, it's a real practice, isn't it? Just to let them go, in terms of that's even a thought pattern, thinking I'm going to let it go. You even drop it. It's just being with it, and then it just dissolves. Being with it, and it dissolves. And I think that has played a significant role in me feeling so much better at the moment too. Particularly overnight. Calling in my spiritual support team to give me some healing and some surgical healing on the other side as well, where things are far more advanced. So what have we got?
Yes. So yes, this is interesting. So Marie's got something up.
Several people have irritated me where normally I can't ignore them.
Yeah.
Super sensitive.
Yeah. So, and what's Sherry been doing?
Just letting go of stuff, stories, emotions. It's been intense some days. And like Nick said, you just be with it. Yep. Sherry, absolutely.
Yeah. And Kylie.
Lots of emotions. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
And it's interesting because I've also been jumping back to these times in my life where I went, oh, I felt like that then. It's like there's an association, and then my mind will go into what happened then, and it's like, oh, okay, and I go, okay, but it's not relevant now. And I was reading something where sensitive people or people that actually care about others tend to do that a lot more than people that can just go, yeah, whatever. So it's about, and just go, okay, that's great, thank you. So if an emotion comes up for me, sometimes it's associated with something that's happened, and it can be just the tiniest little experience that I'd completely forgotten about that pops up.
Yeah, it's the stories we've attached to them, which is more on the mental plane, and as we drop away from that, become more heart-based. We don't need to be like that at all. We just drop it. This is not the now. It's not the now. I don't need to refill it with that anymore. I want the magic to come in.
Absolutely. And that's what I've been saying to myself, Marie, the past doesn't even exist anymore. It's simply what you've carried with you. So that now that this emotion's come up, that's fantastic. Just thank it, and it's just, and then it releases. But it's like, it's honoring it. It's like
honoring it. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm honoring you. I see what you are. I'm releasing you now back into source energy to be fully healed.
I love that.
And cutting all that as it comes up. And the fact is, we have to honor it. You can't just keep pushing it down. And that's why I think we're feeling these emotions a lot at the moment, because we're shifting as much as we possibly can. That's what we're here to do. We're here to shift it. We're healing it to become who we're truly meant to be.
Absolutely. You know, what's an emotion anyway? And I've said this so many times, it's an emotion movement of energy. It allows something to come up to be released from the physical or the etheric as well. And this is where sometimes we can have pain and sickness come through when there needs to be a big release of something. So as we're doing it in the moment, I find that's probably the best preventative medicine that we can ever do.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think for me, especially because I really got heavy into it and focusing on that yesterday, after having some shitty days, to be honest, I made a breakthrough last night, for sure.
Yeah.
Another breakthrough. And each breakthrough is closer and closer. Once you get over the hill, and I thought I was over the hill ages ago, but once you really get over that hill, it's smooth sailing. It's totally. And that's what I'm going to embrace now. 100%.
So, and it's interesting because I just got the hit to pull one of the animal magic cards when you were talking about that as well. And so this is for everyone. So everyone that even watches this later on, you will get the hit from this energy of the unicorn. And the unicorn is so magical. It goes between realms, and the word that goes with it is enlightenment. So I feel now that fairies and elementals can actually come in and out a lot more easily, whereas before it was like the unicorn was like this beautiful bridge between these different realms, and you can see just that magic around it. And the beautiful big, whatever it is for you that you see in this card is your message. So just have a look at it just for a moment. What is it that's standing out? What is the feeling you're getting? What's attracting you? And you can see the earth, and you know, for me, when I look at it, you know, it's like I can just see the light. And Marie's just asked a question.
Oh, is there a man behind the unicorn? It looks like angel-like, doesn't it, with wings?
Yes, Marie, I've always seen that in the background as a beautiful big angel like Arcturian, or that real angelic presence as well. And it's also child healing, inner child healing, the unicorn. And it was funny when I would do a lot of transference healing workshops. And so when I did the animal magic, Child of Light, it was the unicorn the night before, I always sit and just receive and meditate as to what it is that for the people that are coming is going to work the best. And the unicorn came through. It was like, come on, get on my back, because we're going on a trip and I'm going to show you something. And then this beautiful meditation that I could work with them, the people the next day, would come through from this unicorn. And so often if the unicorn comes up and nudges you, it wants you to travel, because unicorns can have wings as well. So that might be something that's worth people doing at the moment, is to actually ask the unicorn to come through and just see where it takes us and see what comes through for you.
Yeah. It's actually, my unicorn is those background colours is the colour of my unicorn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful little thing. It's not huge. It's not over the top big or anything. It's the same. It seems it's the same. My dragon's the same colour as well. So for some reason, I think that's a connection, a nod to maybe Lemurian times, perhaps.
Yes.
There's still a very strong connection there for me.
Yeah, beautiful. So Deborah.
Deborah, a magical future, strong and steady. Oh, yeah.
And the word magical, Deborah, that's what I was getting as well. Like Nick was saying, it's bringing the magic. You know, it's because we're creating it all, and so of course we have that aspect within us to do that.
Exactly.
So, Marie saw that too.
I see playing curiosity with the front leg lifted. Like, what's this? I saw this. It was the front leg. I was just so focused on that. a stepping forward almost, you know. It's like I'm here ready. I don't know what's maybe even coming, but because I don't know where I'm going to place my foot yet, but I know I will put it down and I'm going forward.
Yeah.
There's something about that foot. Yeah.
Beautiful. And also the other one is very grounded. So it's like you're quite stable as you take that next step. Yeah. And this is where I feel the faith comes in. It's just like, it's okay. I'm always looked after. Everything always works out. Oh, got this. Yeah. So, yeah, beautiful.
You know, I shared a photo, I think, with Marie, or maybe a story over the last 2 weeks where we've had lots of dragonflies around, and talking about them a lot last week. And in the pool, my husband found one in the filter box where it filters the leaves out, and he picked it up. He always checks the filter box in case there's something caught in there, and he picked it up and said, I don't think this is going to survive. It's not alive. So he's brought it in to me to show me because he knows I love them. So we put it next to the orgonite, which is where we put some insects sometimes, just, you know. Anyway, came back a couple of hours later, and he said, oh, look, there's another dragonfly on the floor in the kitchen, picked it up. We didn't realise it was the same one at that point. And then I said to him, is the other one still there? And he said, no, it's gone. I said, well, it might have blown across the floor. He said, but we've had the doors closed. There's no wind. So he's picked it up. And then he said, I think this is alive. And so, because I was stroking it before, trying to bring it back to life and put it next to that orgonite. And then he's put it outside on the table and it started doing its wing thing. And I thought, that's like real transformation going on there, isn't it? And that, to me, the fairy-like nature of a dragonfly connecting itself to the dragons, to me, that's an elemental coming in. You know, it's beautiful. So it's very that experience.
Does your orgonite look a little like that?
It does, yeah.
So it has copper in it as the transducer. It has the yin yang on this one, so it's beautiful. But yeah, that's what an orgonite is, if anyone's not sure. So, and it's interesting. Oh my gosh, so Kathleen, this is beautiful.
Hi everyone. Hi Kathleen. Hi Nick Marie. I listened to your unicorn meditation last night with my grandson to help him go to sleep. It was so restless. He was so restless, and after a few minutes was sound asleep. Cool, you picked it. Yeah.
So, and actually, Kathleen, thank you. It's a great reminder. I've forgotten. I've done probably 20 different meditations that's on my YouTube. And there's a meditation in each one of them. So they're free. So you can just go in and just intuitively pick whichever one, you know, that works for you. And Jasper usually has a word to say in them. And so, yeah, they're really beautiful. So if you're looking for meditations, and I run the frequency at the same time, often it's in my mind. But thanks, Kathleen. I'm glad you found that useful for your grandson.
And I just want to plug you here, Marie, because one of the things that I was drawn to you before I joined you on the show was the meditations you did. There was something very special about them, and I think that's because you're bringing something very special into this now moment from a much higher plane. It's very, very powerful. And you know, there's lots of people that do meditations, but it was something about yours that just had a lot more power to it. So if anyone wants to take that opportunity, and of course, often we'll finish with one. But I love the idea that you're doing that, and take advantage of it.
And I did it a couple of years ago, so you know. But I still find, and each time I'd pull a card as well. So whichever one you choose for that moment is perfect for you. And the Crystal Cape one too is beautiful, especially for children. But YouTube's weird. You can't put on there that it's for children. So you sort of just have to find the ones that work. So, but even for adults, if you're feeling insecure or whatever, that Crystal Cape one is beautiful.
And you'll be drawn to it anyway. You know, we're sort of being drawn. I have to pull this out now because it's really funny. I pulled this card out this morning, and of course it had to be very similar, connected to what you're doing. And this is the horse, the beautiful horse spirit. Freedom is yours. And so when I think
free, yeah,
exactly. And when I think about the horse, it's all about that freedom of free will, of like, no, we get to make the choice. And it's strong and it's courageous, but at the same time, there's a groundedness to it. And I always look at the horse's mane, and that to me always feels like, you know, it's almost like that unicorn feel of that light crystal energy, because that's coming out of this part of our, you know, our pineal gland.
You can't make this stuff up. And you pulled that before the show, and I pulled that while we were right here. So there's a message coming through there as well that I'm feeling. around our energetic field and what I call the light body. So that's because if that's connected to everything, and this is why I put up the actual the title for today with "Have you ever heard words out loud just before sleep from the ether?" Because I've had this before when I lived up on Mount Tamborine, and it was in that just about to go to sleep in that in between state, and I heard my name being called. It was Marie, and I went, "Whoa!" And I went, and whether it was from the other side through the veil, but yeah, it was so distinct. And then the other night, I woke up at about 10 to 4, and so I was just going, "Oh no, I really want to go back to sleep." So anyway, it was probably about 4:15, and I was just drifting off, and I heard this word through the ether, and I knew straight away. I went, "That's Kylie's voice, my friend." And I went, "I bet you anything she's awake and she's doing some energy work or something." So sure enough, the next day I talked to her, and she said, I was awake at 4:00 and she was doing her mantras, so saying words like, well, because she was awake, but I heard it. So we are so connected, and that was the beautiful thing, and it was so distinct. I don't remember what the word was now, but I just knew her voice, and I went, "That's Carly's voice." So this is how connected we are. So
that's brilliant, Marie. It's funny, just when you started talking about that, I saw Jasper laughing just then. It was just giggling about something.
It's funny. He asked me, he said, "Oh, make sure you say hello today to everyone." So there is something that he sort of got on his mind. Is that right, Jazzy? So yeah, so it's so beautiful. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. Oh, she said it's episode 8 is the unicorn one. So that's that. Thank you. I didn't even know that. I'm really bad. I didn't keep a list of them all. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's really beautiful. So, yeah. So if anyone else has ever experienced that, where you've heard something very distinctive, let us know, because to me it just proves that we are all connected and we're in this amazing network of consciousness.
Yeah, exactly. And that. Do you mean also like in a live, when you're in the awake state as well as when you're in a dream state too?
Or it can be either. Well, I was just in that, just about to drop off.
Yeah.
So, okay. So Kathleen's had this.
Kathleen said, "I have had that happen quite a few times. I don't remember what was said. Sometimes my name and sometimes a word. But I do remember once was my mum calling my name from the other side."
Yeah. And Kathleen, I felt when my name was called, it was through the veil, it was from the other side. And it was just the most amazing thing, because I knew, you're not making it up. You're not, it was just so real. So
Marie said, "I had what I believe was a warning from a bird. I was talking to a neighbour outside when a bird flew between us, so close to my face, eye level, landed on top of his door frame, let us see her, and then left. Yeah, strong feeling I needed to leave."
Yeah, and you listen to it, and this is it. We can actually have nature. To me, it's so connected into that etheric, into that beautiful alignment. This is how our loved ones or whatever can actually work very much with nature to give us messages. So hi, Kim, nice to see you. So no, thanks for sharing that. And it's true, and it's just that reminder. And it was funny, I've really been noticing the magpies. We have magpies here. I don't know if you have them in the US or anywhere else, but they have the very distinct, beautiful call. And I remember I was listening to them going, "Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so glad that I get to hear that beautiful magpie call," because it's definitely coming through from another realm. So,
this song is incredible. If you haven't heard it, look up magpies. And there's variations in their call, but they do this. It's almost like a pigeon-like sound, but it's different. It's so melodic. It's so beautiful. You just instantly smile when you hear it. Yeah, the magpies are very special creatures.
They are, and I'm not sure if you do get them anywhere else. Magpie sounds. I'm going to actually do this. Okay, let's just, I don't know what this is going to be like. No. that's the magpie. But it's just something about it. It's so unique and so distinctly, I think, Australian as well. And that's when I just have so much gratitude for being in this country and being connected to this aspect of our grid and everything. It's beautiful, and the nature here is just magnificent. So
coding in that, I think, don't you think, Marie?
There's definite coding in it, because I've just been like, transfixed. So there's something coming through with it. And I know a lot of birds do that. But yeah, so yeah, Marie hasn't heard that before. So no, I'm sure they're Australian, the magpie. Yeah, and they're so territorial though. It's so funny because Australians, like when, I love it when I watch those like Americans that do shows on Australia and nature and bird spiders and snakes. But the one thing, Australians are going, yeah, whatever, snakes, spiders, but it's the magpie when it's in mating season in spring. Those magpies, if they take a dislike to you for no reason at all, they will attack you. They will absolutely attack you. And people go to some people, if you go past where magpies are breeding, they will put on these ice cream, how you get ice cream containers, the plastic ones, eyes on the back of them so that the magpies don't go for their face. I mean, this is the things that people have done to try and protect themselves from magpie attacks. I don't have that. I have friends. My magpies are my friends. Yeah. And so that doesn't happen to me. It used to as a kid, but not now. It's really...
They recognise you. And if you have one around all the time, they recognise you. You're their friend. They never forget people. They have incredible ability to recognise facials, parts of the person, what is human, what I know. They're great birds.
Yeah. That's so funny. Sure, just
singing into a bowl of water. Yeah. Well, and that's vibration out, isn't it? That's a really good pickup.
They're very friendly. Like they'll come into your home. They'll just walk on in. They're very friendly as well.
Yeah. So. I had a dream where I had a currawong. Currawongs are big blackbirds, probably similar to a raven, or I can't think what else we would have here. And we don't normally get them in our area. It's like a cut-off point where we are. All the birds are very territorial in where they hang out. But I was in the middle of a dream, and I was my ankle had been feeling exactly like it is now. Couldn't feel a thing, and I thought, great. And I was semi-awake in that in-between time. I thought, please don't start throbbing or stinging or doing whatever. And then, just as I said that, I got this firing off of it was like this messy. I thought, well, that's got to be my nerves just activating in an area they haven't done yet, and that's part of healing. And then instantly, and this was really early in the morning, and I don't even know if the sun had come up yet, and I heard a currawong right close to the door, really close, unusual for us to hear them so close. And it was singing and making its noise. And then it stopped, and off in the distance, I heard another one responding. And it was like I instantly saw this connection going on the same way that I was feeling in my foot. And I thought, it's got to be connected. There's got to be connections there.
Yeah. Completely agree with you, and they're smart birds, when I lived at Mount Tamborine, on the other side of me was a lady that looked after animals. She was a wildlife carer. And so people would bring her these baby birds that had fallen out of nests. And so she'd raise them, and it was quite amazing. But I was the only place, I had about a third of an acre that had no dogs. And so anyway, she got to a point, she said, Marie, they can't fly yet. She said, but I have to let them go, because otherwise you just got to let them go. And anyway, so they came over to my yard. So there was a magpie. They were just young. There was a currawong, and there was a crow. And I had my back door, I never used to go out of it, but it had like a little balcony stuff, and I think my fridge was up against it or something. Anyway, so I used to put out a big thing of water for them so they could play in it, drink it, because they couldn't fly. And then one day I was listening, and because they were singing just outside my back door, because that's where they loved hanging out. And the crow had taught itself how to speak magpie and currawong, because it was like the magpie was talking to another magpie, and then the currawong was talking to another currawong, but it was the crow had learnt their language. Unbelievable. And they all had babies around the area. They got to fly, had babies, and one day the magpie, my friend next door said, Marie, that same magpie had babies. It came up and knocked on my door, and its baby was sick, so she tried to fix it, and she couldn't. But that magpie remembered her and brought her baby back to be fixed. Oh, unbelievable. Yeah.
honestly, it wouldn't matter what happens in the world around me. To have those experiences like that is everything.
Absolutely. And this is what Kathleen's saying.
Oh, we have 3 crows that live around us, and I'm always saying hello. They come right outside my window a lot. One day I was at the grocery store about a mile away, and they were sitting near my car until I left. Oh, I see a lot of crows and ravens around here.
There we go.
Okay, sorry. I feed them a lot, so I think they look out for me. Yeah.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
That's in New York City, is it? NYC?
So yeah, that was Kim. Kim sees a lot of crows and ravens.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Around New York City. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, Kathleen, that's awesome. Yeah, they are our friends, definitely. Yeah. And they can speak each other's languages. I had a pet magpie for a long time that we rescued. It with broken wing or broken foot, and we nursed it back, and they didn't want to leave. It just hung out, never really regained full capacity, only flew small distances. But that bird was like having a pet dog or a pet cat. And it would bark like the dog. It would make the same noise as the dog. And I was just showing you that they could all merge together if they really wanted to. They could shift. Yeah.
They're amazing. I love it. I love nature. I love birds, everything. So, but Sherry, thank you for sending in your dream. Let's have a little look.
So the dream is I was sitting at the edge of a fast-moving river with a middle-aged man with Down syndrome. He began working on my crown chakra and some sweeping on my spine, and then many animals approached. Approached us coming down the river. I recall a hippo and several grey wolves and moose. A large moose and a wolf walked out of the river and approached me. I gently connected with them and began petting them. It was strange as they were dry immediately coming out of the river. The other animals also began to approach, and then I awoke.
Well, that's a pretty powerful dream. So, Sherry, what was your insight into your dream? What did you get from that? So, because there's a lot in this as well, which is really interesting. So, Nick, what did you get straight away when you read it?
What I was getting, actually, I was like pulled straight out of it, apart from just the analysis of it, which is you don't even need to analyze it. It was like you were getting something that you needed right then and there in situ in that dream state from those animals. And what I'm also getting is us talking about animals at the moment is strengthening our connection to them and what they've got to give us as well as what we've got to give them. So, but then, of course, we can break down a lot of things to do with that. There's a lot of meaning there. Yeah.
There is a lot of meaning in that. So, it's interesting. And just the fact that the middle-aged man had the Down syndrome. I remember my mum was an amazing woman. She had 6 children. She still works as a teacher. But then she set up, because we were in a small town and there was nowhere for kids that had sort of disabilities to go. So she set up a special learning centre. And, of course, there were some Down syndrome kids that would go there. She was also did an art therapy. She was amazing, my mother. And she came home one night, and I used to sometimes meet her there after school. And they did freak me out a bit. I was like young. I was like, ooh. But she'd come home and go, I was having to clean up one of the kids that had the Down syndrome and needed to go to the toilet and missed. And she's going, why am I doing this? And she said, God spoke to her and said, Lorraine, how do you know that you're not helping an angel right now? And so whenever I sort of think or am around Down syndrome, I think, you're an angel. So it's interesting that you were saying that there was that energy work being done by that Down syndrome person. So
I've always thought that about Down people. There's something angelic about them. Absolutely. Yeah.
And it was fascinating when I was a midwife. We had a lot of Vietnamese boat people that came over in the 80s, and I remember I was doing this delivery at night, so you always have the lights low at night anyway. So, and the baby came out, and I remembered this woman because she didn't speak any English, and I'd looked after her in the antenatal area when she had a UTI, like a urinary tract infection, at about 30 weeks or something. So I actually knew her. And so when the baby was delivered, because of the Vietnamese, they tended to have the more slightly slanted eyes anyway, but you look for particular things in them. And I didn't pick up that it was actually a Down syndrome child because it wasn't very severe, and because of the different features, and it was dark. So the next day the pediatrician came and saw me, and he said, by the way, that Vietnamese baby actually is we're classifying it now as a Down syndrome. So I went to see her in the postnatal ward, and she had an interpreter with her. And I said, I'm really sorry I didn't pick that up. And are you okay? And they were beaming. And she went, Marie, it's an absolute blessing for a family to have this Down syndrome child in Vietnamese culture, because they see them as, I'm getting goosebumps, they see them as angelic and just such a gift from God. So I was like, wow, what a beautiful way to look at this. And it just reinforced what my mum had said years and years before, the message she got about them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so this is just bringing up so much stuff, isn't it? Just not alone like the animals, but the souls that have chosen to take on less responsibility as a human, but taking in more of the spirit, God aspect, I suppose.
Yeah, it's almost like where we're moving to, you know, from that real heart-centered space, because they are just full of love.
Joy.
Yes, yeah. Sherry said down there.
Yeah. Oh, and so this is good. So Sherry is saying from her dream, this is what she got.
I'm doing a lot of work on myself at the moment. It felt like the whole world was loving me up.
Yeah.
I worked with Down syndromes many years ago. They are pure love. They're always smiling.
Always smiling.
They're just hugging you. They're a gift. They're a gift. No doubt about it. And interesting enough, though, like out of all the disabilities, you know, like it was very much a segregation growing up with a lot of, you never saw, but I had a friend who had a child, or family friend who had a child that was Down syndrome, and I was still at that same age. And I just remember feeling very different around that child. I would love the interaction. I'd love being with that child.
Energetic. So, yeah, beautiful.
And they were far more accepting of Down syndrome children, or because they just carry this happiness about them.
Correct. So true. Yeah. So,
but the universe figured out how to send us someone that could do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I pulled some cards for this, and the sun came up, and look at this, that beautiful childlike energy, the love, the joy that they bring through.
And look what the
on. Yeah. So, which is fascinating. And then the next card up was your 5 of Pentacles, which is when someone feels like they've been left out in the cold. So I feel you were getting a healing here for something to change as well. And then the Ace of Cups. So on an emotional level, this has really shifted something for you as well, Sherry, is what I'm getting from your dream. And it's interesting that the moose came up, because I did an American Indian beautiful workshop, and the animal, and we did a meditation, and the animal that came to me was a moose. So that was my Indian animal, and they're really strong, and they're so protective, and it was beautiful. So yeah, that's interesting. You had the moose in there as well. So, and the hippo. So hippos. Well, I mean, all I know about hippos is that they apparently kill more humans than like sharks, anything put together. So, but they're very protective, aren't they? Again, they're extremely protective. So,
they're almost in a weird realm, hippos. Yeah. To me, they're very unusual because they're aquatic. Yet they live on the land as well. But you know, their ability to float seamlessly in and under the water and move so quickly with the water. And it's interesting how there was this river that was moving very quickly as well. There's something very, look, all these animals are very unusual. Like, I mean, if you think of the moose, incredible antlers. I mean, it's the antenna, isn't it? It's like, yeah, hello. The hippo, with its ability to cross between the land and the water as well, is very unusual. And then, of course, wolves, we know they have some incredible powers.
They're teachers, they're leaders, you know, the wolves very much in that realm as well. And the fact that it was water, that's the emotional aspect. So that's why I feel that 5 of Pentacles came up. It's almost like something emotionally was being really worked with you. And the fact they were dry when they came out of the river means that they don't carry that emotional aspect with them.
They've left it behind.
They've left it behind.
What a great message, actually. Good pickup.
Yeah. So, you know, that was, yeah. So thank you for sharing that. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So Kathleen's asked,
I'm curious. Can you pull some cards on that and what makes them full of love? Yes, like that, and why?
Yeah. So, and Kathleen, and everybody, whatever it is that you feel, why they're like that, maybe, what is it about? Pop it in the comments. It's so nice, because we've all met some. I mean, I'm actually, at the moment, one of my beautiful clients, there is a Down syndrome man, he's in his 50s, that's there, and he's nonverbal. But, it's just really interesting, just having that energy around again. Yeah. So let's have a little look and see what the cards say. But I'd love to hear other people's perceptions of this as well. So let's have a look and see. So intuitively, I'm actually getting that was their job and role in that lifetime that they've chosen to have. Yeah, beautiful. You're all emotional. These cards they're all the Cups cards, which speaks volumes to me. Yeah, okay, got it. So the King of Cups comes up. Now, he's the master of emotions. So he's the actual master of emotions, and it can be hidden. Something can be hidden. So, that can be hidden within who they are. But look at this one, the Two of Cups. So they actually bring people together through that emotional love and joy. So they actually work. They make people work together to actually look after them. And they take people into a better place. That Six of Swords is going into emotion. Look at that water. It's going into a better emotional water within people's minds. So they actually do. They're literally here to help with the emotional body, and then to help people to think better and to actually be able to improve how they're looking at life. So yeah,
and if you're thinking about that, all that emotional stuff that's coming up for everybody at the moment too, and it's a really good dream that we're all learning from even now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's to teach us to show unconditional love. Of course it is. Yeah.
Totally. And they have no shame. They just do whatever their heart tells them to do in the moment, and it's freedom, really, isn't it?
Yeah. See, they could never take love away from us.
No.
It was always there. It might have been lost and all they could do is try to manipulate the meaning of it. Oh, this is a Valentine's Day card, love, or this is a I'm going to help you by letting you injure yourself type of create pain because that's a different type of love. There was just all this labeling of love. I don't actually think we're learning what love really is.
You got it. That's a big yes. Absolutely. So it's true love. It's authentic. It just is, and you can feel it. This is why everyone responds so beautifully. Yeah.
See, and this is what I'm getting is that's it. It's the difference between the emotion and the feeling. The feeling is something you feel when it's love. Tears can bring that in, or you just feel it in your body, that true love. But the emotion is what we've been stuck in the mire of a lot of emotions for so long. And I guess that's what we're learning to do is how to understand the difference. And do Down syndrome children? They don't show a lot of emotion, from my memory, do they?
They can go into like tantrums if they need to, but very rarely, and it's usually just that they just are.
Exactly. Yeah. So they've stripped themselves away from that, and we're learning to do that too by learning how to heal.
Yeah.
Kathleen, totally. That's beautiful. Thank you. I love that the Vietnamese look at them as angels on earth. Yeah.
So, and honestly, it was just such confirmation from what my mum had said when I was only 9, 10, 11, whatever, however old I was, when she was running, she set up the whole thing. And then I would often go and babysit because there was, some of them came from a farm. So not only did she set up a special learning centre, she set up a place where they could stay through the week as well. And sometimes they just needed someone to go over and mind them if, the carer was away. So as a child, I would go over and be with, these children. So
yeah. What an incredible thing. I mean, just to have that experience growing up, Marie.
Absolutely. Yeah, and this is so true, Sherry.
and they have a loving relationship with all things, nature, people, even the drink they're sipping on. Yeah, I know they do. Yeah.
It's true. So yeah, so it's amazing. So yeah, so thanks for that dream, Sherry. That really sort of really sparked a lot of thought for people around why would the soul come into that vessel.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually take a feather out of that book today and just think about whenever something emotional pops up, and think, what would a person with Down syndrome be feeling or doing right now in reaction to this?
I love that.
Would they be troubled? Probably not, because it doesn't matter. They'd rather just come and give you a hug.
Yeah,
it's a bit like a dog. The dog is so faithful like that. All they want to do is show you love, and then they just get over things really quickly if they do have some sort of a blip.
Absolutely, and I remember once when I was out, I used to go out to see doctors, and I was out in the country, and there was this beautiful little Down syndrome boy, and he was just having a ball, just going up to everyone and beaming and picking up toys and offering people toys, and just sitting there going, "Oh, I wish I could be like that," so beautiful.
They teach us so much. They teach because they don't understand the concept of money either.
No.
A lot of them, obviously, ones that you become adults, they have to learn how to be that way in society, like we all do. But some just don't, and they just think everything's free, and so it should be. So it should be. It's not. They don't see it as it's not theft.
No,
it's just a concept that's foreign to them because that's where we really came from anyway.
And that the whole system with the money, it just doesn't vibrate for them at that same level. Yeah. Yes. Interesting, isn't it? Oh, I love it. All right. So anyone else got anything they want to share? Any dreams, any synchronicities that have happened? Gosh, it's so interesting though, because I'm just finding that just being in the moment, I'm often not even remembering like where I've come from when I've absolutely fully embraced it in the moment.
Yes.
So which is what I love. So yeah. But
I got a song when I woke up the other day too, and I was just thinking about when you get words dropping in, and it was the Queen song, "I Want to Break Free," and I thought that was pretty funny actually. That my high self giving me that dream because I've broken my ankle, and I'm trying to get my freedom back to do that. But I just thought, and then I pulled this card. I'll just quickly share it. It's a beautiful card actually. I've never pulled it before. Is the cordyceps? Have a look at the imagery on that one.
Cordyceps. What does it say underneath that, Nicole?
It says revival.
Oh, so that is so perfect for you.
Yeah.
And what's a cordyceps? I'm sorry, I'm being a little
mushroom. It's a fungus, and what it does, interestingly, it grows off the petrified bodies of caterpillars and other insects. Yeah, it's so strange, and that's why animals eat it. They love it if they see it because it gives them so much energy. And so it's all about this concept of renewal back into, obviously the eagle or the hawks or any of those big animals that are showing you that that they can spread open their wings and they can fly higher. And so this is what's happening to us. As we're releasing all of the darkness in us, we're coming back into a lighter body where I think love is at the center of it all. So the cordyceps is showing you this fungus sort of bit here, but look, that's just strands of DNA.
Yes, I know, and the intelligence they say that goes with the network, with the mushroom is pretty amazing. Yeah. Is it cybercilium or cibus? I can't remember the other word. Mycelium.
Mycelium. And then there's the other one, which is the effect of it. Yeah, exactly.
Crazy. And it's interesting because they're starting to bring that back now. They're trying to get it legalized in Australia so that people can actually have therapy with mycelium treatments because they stopped it. It was working too well when they were looking at it all in the 60s and 70s. It was working too well, so they banned it. So, yeah, but because people are waking up more and our conscious state is expanding, it's like, well, this stuff is good for us. It connects in with our brain network and helps to clear things, distortions and things. So it's pretty amazing. So
it is amazing, actually. Yeah.
So wow. So shall I do a meditation, do you think, today?
I think we're due for one, Marie.
Yes,
Sure.
yes. Oh, Gillian, hi. Yeah, because I think Gillian's in Adelaide, so yeah, the time difference caught. Yeah, always that shift back in time from the daylight savings. So yeah, nice to see you on, Gillian.
It feels right. It doesn't feel as forced, going to bed and waking up. I prefer it. I prefer to be in this normal time back again.
Yeah, me too. I like that we don't have that in Queensland, actually. So, all right, let's just pick a beautiful card. And Jasper wants to do something. Okay, come over here. All right, let's just pick a beautiful card. Oh, he's going to help with the meditation today. So cool. That one or that one? I think it's this one. Let me just double check. Yeah. This is interesting. It's number 16, which is determination, and it's the dolphins. So determination. So this is fascinating. I'm going to just read a little bit. Just have a look at the card first and see what jumps out for you. Now, if you're watching this afterwards, you will still get the energetic hit because I'll run frequency while I'm actually bringing through and doing the download for the meditation. So whatever's jumping out for you, just take notice of that. So, Jasper, you are heavy. 16. I think this is solar plexus. Yes, solar plexus chakra. So you've called this card into your awareness today as a reminder of the power and importance of determination. This powerful energy is calling you to align with it as you bring out the determination that lies within you. Everything at some point requires that extra energy to push it into the next stage of creation. Determination and will are the keys to amplifying your desired outcome at this time. You may have been working hard on a certain project and have come to a standstill. You may have doubts, and the negative thoughts may be overshadowing your dreams. It is natural to have doubts. However, pulling this card is a sign that it's time to get focused and determined. I think this is for me too. Nothing in the world can take this dream from you. Allow the fire in your belly to rise as you bring forth the energy required to move it to the next stage in your manifestation. It's time to be focused and clear on your outcome. What is it that you would like to create? What are your desires? You are the only one to make this happen, and it's important to keep your eye on the goal. Don't let it go. Do what needs to be done to make it happen. When you feel like all the odds are against you and you want to give up, know that you have the determination to succeed. This powerful energy lives inside you and is ready and waiting for you to surrender to its calling. Call forth the power of determination to once again bring you into alignment with your dreams and desires. It's truly amazing what you can achieve when you put your mind to something and apply determination. It's time for you to be a champion and go for what you desire. And so the affirmation with that is, I am an unstoppable being of love and determination. Mm-hmm. So that is just beautiful. And of course, remember our solar plexus relates to personal power, inner strength, self-mastery, confidence, self-discipline, self-esteem, courage, and appropriate self-discipline, which is really interesting. Okay, so that's the card again, just in case anyone is wondering. So if we're going to do this little meditation, I'm just going to get Jasper here because he wants to be a part of it. All right. So if you're sitting, just sit nice and comfortably with your feet flat on the floor. If you're lying down, just let go. And just take a breath in through your nose. And as you breathe out, just let yourself drop into your body a little more. Another breath in. This time as you breathe out, drop into that heart space wherever it is for you. We always start with the heart because this is where our healing through our whole energetic field comes. So see, sense and feel white light beginning to birth within that beautiful heart chakra. Allow this light to expand, and anything that's not of love, any pain, is dissolved with this white light. It expands through your whole physical being until every cell vibrates with this white light, and then out into your energy field, into the etheric, your light body, Any cords, hooks, or ties that no longer serve you are now dissolved by this beautiful white light. Feel the sense of peace and surrender that comes through. And now ask your beautiful soul to come through to be connected with you consciously so you can communicate with your soul. And ask your soul, what is it that I truly need to experience or choose to experience here in this lifetime? What is my next step forward? And then just, even if you don't hear anything or get anything or feel anything at the moment, it's okay, it will come to you. And then just ask that soul to activate the solar plexus. So your solar plexus chakra just sits around the belly button area. And see, sense or feel a beautiful citrine crystal energy beginning to pour into that solar plexus area, releasing any restrictions, anything that has been causing you self-doubt or lack of activity, until a golden yellow light is bursting from your solar plexus area. Then you feel the warmth. And you feel yourself relaxing into this beautiful energy. And then ask the wisdom of your soul to come through again, to show you your next steps. And in your mind's eye, you can even write down words to help you to have a determination to activate and stay focused with what your soul's true desire is. And as you do this, you feel a sense of love coming through, the passion to help you to actually choose to do this, to be this. And now that you have this increased sense of self-love, self-respect, self-esteem, and motivation, just know that each step you take forward, like the unicorn, is perfectly placed, and it's just one step at a time. You are safe. You are always looked after. Have faith in what you are getting. And then as you gently start to bring yourself back into the here and now, just know that when you're back in this awakened state, you can write down those words and the wisdom that you gain from your soul. And you can tap into your solar plexus at any time to help get yourself out of your mind, out of that record player, the negativity, come back into that positive warmth, and one step at a time, action. When you're ready, just gently begin to wriggle your toes and open your eyes. Come right back to here and now. Okay. How did you go, Nick?
Well, that was like a mic drop moment for me. I got very emotional initially when you started doing that. Yeah, and that was a real connection back to who I truly was. To be honest, it just felt right. It felt like the center point was right here, and that's all that mattered. And right at the I got a lot of toroid stuff going on. Where the light was just spinning and coming through from source. I was the source. It wasn't out there. It was in here, and it was just coming around. But right at the very end of that meditation, I got that because I first got that I don't have to have a purpose. Just to be is my purpose, and then I got bringing it more as a grounded sense here in the body. My hand was I was just throwing sparks of golden light, making everything better. Just bringing this feeling of bliss to everything, but just throwing this golden sparks of light everywhere. I thought, that's a nice purpose, isn't it?
And this is it. This is why we have to have faith that whatever our soul says, it doesn't have to be right. You've got to go and do da-da-da-da. It can be exactly what Nick was just saying, just being and being more conscious of being. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. So there's no right or wrong with it. And that's why it was to get out of the head because, well, you've got to be this and this, you've got to be busy to be, to be worth anything. And it's not that at all. So, yeah, which is beautiful. So, Gillian.
Oh, Gillian, I saw a black star and a pure white light started radiating from the center.
That's beautiful. And and this is it. It's showing us reminding us who we truly are. So, yeah, I don't know. I think we're sort of almost past the point of going out and doing something. It's now, how can I express me? How can I just be me? And whatever that is.
It comes then. It comes to you what is meant to come to you without force. And it's not what you think. It's nothing to do with what you think. It's purely what it being will bring.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting, because for me it was, well, clean up. So for me, it's okay. So the things I've been saying I actually want to do, I know, then just go do it. Just make it happen. So.
Yeah, Kathleen, that's awesome. As soon as you got to the solar plexus, I started sneezing over and over again, 6 to 7 times. I obviously have some clearing to do.
It's so funny, Kathleen. And this is it. You get told, you get shown what it is you need. So it's, yeah. So, even doing another meditation after this, just contemplating and tapping back into that beautiful soul essence, that wisdom, and just going, and just sitting with it and letting your mind just relax and just sitting with it. This is where the power lies. So it's that, it's that the solar plexus, as well is like the step between your heart and then your upper echelon chakras. So it's really awesome to have a beautiful, strong, open, filled solar plexus.
Once again, I didn't want to come out of that meditation so quickly. I felt that I could just be in that state all day. And I thought, well, how do I do that? How can I recreate, apart from listening to this again and being in there and having more time to stay in that space, is I just got the word soul, just repeat that mantra, soul, solar plexus, soul, our soul energy is there all the time. All we have to do is just tap into it. So I'm going to use that as my little trigger, use that word soul, and it'll take me back to that feeling, get me out of my hair, get me out of my doing stuff, just. Exactly.
Just sit with it. It's everything.
Yeah. Oh, incredible. I literally feel this beautiful love energy, so uplifted. And it's so gentle too.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll do this a few more times. I love doing these meditations a few times and getting deeper and deeper meanings. I do too. Thanks, Marie.
Yeah. So, and like I said, anyone that's watching this afterwards, you will still get that energetic hit because it's in the energy field. So as soon as we have an intention, then it's there. So it's beautiful. But wow. Well, that's the end of our show for today. And I'm very blessed. My friend and her twins, they're all family are down on the coast, so I'm getting to go and play 10-pin bowling and air hockey. Ta-da! I love it. So much fun.
Yeah, that's how life should be fun. Lots of fun. So have some fun today, everybody. Whatever it is, how silly it is, brace the child within you. Think about a lovely Down syndrome child, and they would find fun in anything. Be the same. Yeah.
Totally.
Get all that old programming. That's in the past.
So true. So true. So, we'll either see you on Elisa's show tomorrow or next week again on the Dream Team. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for being here. You're very loved.
Love you all. Bye.